For today's cup of coffee, we're going to be talking about some miraculous events. And our backdrop is from Youngest Kid's creepy doll collection. Yeah, he's the one that has the interesting baby dolls. This actually has to do with my baby dolls, the ones that I birthed. And the first one, there's actually been several miraculous events that have occurred with my kids. Oldest kid, who was born in 93, and so there were a lot of things that whole thing is a story unto itself. But one of the times we were going into a local supermarket, and because I had had back labor with him, it was really hard for me to carry him because my back would go into spasm. I was just in a whole lot of pain. So a lot of times my mother would carry oldest kid around. As we were getting ready to go into the grocery store, there was this older woman who basically flagged us down. I mean, just waving arms and everything as we were, she was coming across the parking lot. And she's like, "Oh, let me see him, let me see him." And it's like, okay. And she comes and she looks at the baby and she's like, "He's blessed by God." And so it was like, all right, thank you. And so Mom and I go in and we through the first set of doors. And I told Mom, I said, "You know what, wait a minute. I want to go back and I want to talk to that lady." Now, this is just a few seconds. And so I turned around, went back out the door, and she's nowhere in the parking lot. I was able to see there were no cars that had left. I even went in the pharmacy that was a little bit above the grocery store. That lady was just gone. She had vanished. So it was one of those that with the circumstances of the time, I needed the encouragement, and so God provided it. The other one has to do with youngest kid. Now, I didn't have the stressors that I did with oldest kid at all. There were stressors, but nothing like that. And youngest kid, when I was carrying him, it's like I didn't do all the pregnancy clothes and stuff because that stuff's expensive. So it was a matter of wearing larger t-shirts and different things like that. He was a very, very active child. And so I could go in a store and people, it was like a scene from Alien. You never knew going through it's like pushing on my stomach, hand, foot, butt. I mean, it was just, and go from one side to the other. It was like, blah, 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 and he was just, yeah, he danced. He danced. And so I was working in radio when I was pregnant with him. He was born in 99. In fact, he has a birthday coming up on March the 5th. He'll be 22. Imagine that. And so I had told everybody, I said, what I'm going to do is I'll wait till Friday. I'll have the kid. I'll be out for the weekend, and I'll be back in a week. And that's exactly what happened. I was walking around the radio station going, "Whoo, I think I'm dilating." And went to the doctor, and he's like, "Your water didn't break." I said, "Do you want me to go walk around Walmart?" And he's like, "Go to the hospital." And so I went up to the hospital, was sitting there on the cell phone going, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go in here and have the baby." And that was it. And actually, youngest kid was supposed to be born with a cowl. And that's where the amniotic sac does not break. And the doctor, he did break the sac. I had that kid in 30 minutes. Yeah, I had the first one in 4 hours, which they tell me that's, fast. I had back labor, trust me, it felt like days. But the obstetrician there, he's like, "Oh, this is very rare." Now, this is after youngest kid that the nurses are cleaning him up and everything. And he holds up the umbilical cord and he said, "It's a perfect knot." And my heart just dropped. And I must have I'm sure he understood, and he said, "It's not constricted at all." And that, again, was another blessing by God. Now, in my life, it was interesting because the first miscarriage I had was way before I even thought of having kids. And then I had miscarried 2 months before oldest kid. And it was weird. I would miscarry and then 2 months later get pregnant. Did the same thing with youngest kid. Miscarried, 2 months later got pregnant, had no problem with pregnancy. I think it has something to do with Rh negative blood. I don't know. But I'm blessed in the fact that I have 2 wonderful children. And I'm blessed in lots of ways. So that's my miraculous story for today. If you have miracles, paranormal, supernatural, legends, whatever, send those to cupofcoffeewithscream at gmail.com. And if you just want somebody that's going to listen to your story or your encounter and not judge you, not make fun of you in any way, you're welcome to email me, and I won't make a video. If you want the video made, those are great, and we can share the experiences. So you've got an option. You've got choices. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.